Good morning, friends. How's everybody today? This is exciting. Get to get in the bees again today. It's a lot cooler, so I figured I'd start earlier in the morning. And I think I need to get into hive number 3 and consolidate it down so that they can grow in a more natural way. I have gotten myself some drawn out comb, which is very beneficial, and I've kind of like sacrificed this hive to make a lot of things happen. So now it's time to start building her back up. We gotta help Edie. Edie's our queen in here. We gotta help Edie to get her population built back up. So let's get going. Grab my hive tool behind me and we'll get this underway. This hive is going to go from 2 deeps and 3 supers down to 2 deeps and 1 super. I got to catch me some swarms. I need me some bees. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I've got to see if I can locate my queen. That's definitely something I need to do before I start moving everything around. So let me go right in here. And I'm going to start. I don't have my smoker yet. My smoker is coming. Okay, so that one I don't need to do anything with. What I'm going to have to do is end up shaking all these bees down into the bottom. But for right now, I'm just going to hang some of these. Let's see what I've got going, because I want to put my very best super frames on this hive when I'm finished. Alright, so I don't think that that's going to be in that box. But I am going to look for my queen real quick, make sure she's not in this box before I move it away. Gonna have a lot of bee shaking today. So I don't see her, and if you watch the video from yesterday, I did see my queen. She was in the side of the box when I gave you guys that close-up, so you can see that in the video. So she's here, although I didn't spot her in the inspection in person. That's why these videos are so important. All right, now I gotta try to figure out which of these. Thank you, get out of here, you have no outfit on. Go, go, go. My husband just brought me the smoker and he had no veil, no nothing up here on the deck. But it is early in the morning and there's not that many bees out. So it wasn't that bad what he just did. Alright, so I want to start putting my very best frames, ones that are very close to drawn out, into this super. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. These ones all look pretty good. So I want them to keep working on them. I'd really like to find that queen. And she did lay up in here before, so I am going to look. Yeah, these are pretty good so far. I think this is probably going to be my best super here for this hive. The one that's closest to being ready to go. All right, let me see if I can find another one real quick from the other one. These are all drawn better. So I'm gonna hold on to these. And this is the super that's gonna go back onto the hive when I'm finished. See if I can find one more frame that's drawn out well. Gotta get my little stool over here to put this down on. Yeah, that's heavy. More smoke here. Go. That thing's got to fit on there just right. Okay, so this is also a medium super. Now, someone just explained something to me last night, which was interesting. Thanks, Tops. Never really thought about it. But I guess these boxes, I always call them supers. Okay, I guess the super declares the use of what you're using the box for. And the type of box would be called a medium. So if it's a medium, it's a medium-sized box. And if it's just called a medium super, that means that's where the bees will store up the honey. And it's being used for honey for human consumption rather than bee consumption. So I'm seeing this one looks pretty good. I'm going to stick that down in that other medium super. Yeah, my friend was live last night and he was going over bee terminology, and that was very helpful. All right, so we got 10 in there. Give them a little more of this. Let me try to. Come on. John, it's not working very well. Oh, it's starting. Oh, I got it, all right. It's starting to work, yeah. Just gotta puff it every once in a while, I guess. Alrighty then. Now, what I'm gonna do is I want to start getting these bees down lower into this box as I go, and I want to clear out this box. So I am going to start shaking these and moving them. Got to get them all out of my way here. And look for my queen as I go. And I'm going to shake these bees down into the hive, because again, I'm removing these. You know, I need to get my brush, my bee brush. Or as my friend says, a bee flicker. Because you're really not brushing them, you're kind of flicking them. So I'm going to flick the bees. And I'm just going to start setting all these aside, because we want all of our bees down in the hive. Again, I'm going to check here. Just want to make sure my queen ends up in the hive, which she should. And I'm going to get all these guys off of here. They don't like that. So I'm going to move this one away. I'm putting them in a nuke over the other side of the deck, if you're wondering what I'm doing with them. And I'm going to keep right on going. I'm going to get all these bees down in the hive. We're going to consolidate this down so that they start drawing the bottom of this hive out. And then it will be okay for them to start working their way back up. And then I'll add more boxes as we go. But I want these bees, at this point in time, with where we're coming in the season, they need to be working on those bottom boxes. Okay, that one doesn't fit. Okay, let's see here. Shake this one off, I guess. The bees out of there. And one more. Thanks for being with me, guys. All right, let's go deeper, and we're going to remove this box totally. It'll be gone. Get out, girls. Go back home. Come on. Everybody out of here. All right, let's go deeper. Now, these are the two boxes that are going to stay. But what I want to do is I want to move all but one frame that has brood down into the bottom of this, so that the bees start moving down and they only come up for that one thing of brood. So all of the good frames that are in this box have to be dropped down. Okay, so I guess I got to get to the bottom box first and pull out any one of these frames that any of the frames that are not drawn. And I need to get these guys some smoke because they're not happy with me at all. They're buzzing around me. Come on, Smoker, let's go. A little more. Hey, John, this thing's dying down. You got another one, babe? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out these bottom frames. Now this is my only 10 frame box. These girls are getting aggravated. Okay, so we're going to take that one out. Pull that right out. It is no longer. I want to put all drawn frames down here. I'm going to grab that, see if I get any more smoke in here before he takes off with it. That's working a little bit. I think I got it now. It's working pretty good. Guess I gotta just keep giving it some oxygen. I'm gonna take this out because it's not really drawn that good. Put that aside. All right, so this one is drawn nicely. Now they're gonna get okay, Okay, so that one's drawn nicely. Let's see if I can spot our queen on here. Now I know that I'm pretty sure I marked her, but I might not have. So I gotta have my eyes peeled for not only a marked white queen, but I did see the queen, but she was on an angle, so I couldn't tell whether she was marked or not. Now I have something coming in the mail today that I have thought about using for marking my queens so that they don't be taken off on me like they have been. So what I've done is I have ordered one of those little cheap, the laundry baskets. They're made out of mesh. And I got a white one. So I kind of started thinking about, how the babies in the hospitals, they have those little things where when they're in the NICU, their mamas can stick their hands through there. Oh, a hive beetle. Nasty little bugger, get out of here. I'll kill you. Bye-bye. Oh, there's another one. That's not a good sign. Oh, got him. Hive beetle. All right. Do we see that queen anywhere? Yeah, those hive beetles, they'll cause some mischief in your hives. And get into all these cells and just start laying their eggs and everything and get all slimy. They'll ruin your honey. So you can't let them get out of control. So that tells me if I can today, if I have everything ready, I need to put some hive beetle traps in this hive. Let's go ahead and give them a little more smoke so they don't sting my hands when I pick them up. And get them off my handholds, move them down a little bit. Boy, it's a lot cooler out here this morning. Yesterday was a bear. It was so hot. Okay, so here is our brood that we have for this hive. I'm going to see if I can spot that queen. Come on, girlie, where are you? Yeah, as soon as I hit this, they're starting to hit me. They're flying into me. So that's a good warning. They don't like it when you mess around with stuff. Alright, so I'm going to see if I see that queen. She seems to be like one that likes to hide down in the box. If they didn't have a queen, I would think they would be making a whole lot more queen cells, because they do have some brood. Alright, let's see. A little bit more to smoke. They're flying around me, not pleased. And they usually go towards your face because they don't like carbon dioxide. Alright, let's see what we got here. Got all these frames that are not drawn. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to have to put back in here. But at this moment, I'm shaking these down into the hive. After they're done flying around, rebelling. Yeah, go on. Everybody settle yourselves down. Alright. You probably think I'm a great big bear in a white outfit. I love my suit. It's hot, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to do this without it. All right, so these are my 3 best frames right this second. So I'm gonna move these to the center of the hive. See what else we got here. Something's got to be drawn out. I need some drawn frames. Okay, this one is drawn out on this side, but not this side. So I'm going to turn that toward the center. Oh, they're trying to eat me now. They're like, hey, get the heck out. All right. Y'all can go back down in the hive now. Set these up here. Yep, I got them trying to sting my hands and everywhere else. Okay, so now let's put them back together the best we can. Those are the best frames that I have right there. So now I'm going to go into this second box, and I am going to see what we have. We're going to go ahead and turn the camera here so you can take a look at what I'm doing. It's a little bit close. Sorry, I can't move you much farther away because you'll fall off the deck. There we go. All right, so I want to see what drawn comb I have in this box. And that drawn comb is going to go down into that bottom box, if I have any. But I do need to leave. See, so there's, yeah, that's a lot of frames they need down there. All right, so I'm going to take this one because they've drawn it out, and I'm going to, and there's no brood on this one. I'm going to put this down into the bottom box. Because like I said, I want these bees to move down. And it was just way too hot yesterday to mess with this. First of all, I had to see what was happening in this hive, and then make a game plan to fix the problem. All right, so now I am going to, this one is drawn out. So we're going to take this and put it down in the bottom box. Nice, nice, nice. And oh, watch out, girls. Get my fingers. They are buzzing. Okay. And this one is drawn. So I'm going to put this in the bottom box. All right, now it looks like the only things I have now are semi-drawn comb, which is, I mean, this is slightly drawn. So I'm going to put this one on the outside and the bottom over here. I'm going to flip you back to what I'm working on so you can see what I'm doing. So we got to have 10 frames in here. Now this side is slightly drawn, this one is not. I'm putting the one that's slightly drawn toward the middle. Try to go down in there slow so I don't squish anybody and they get mad at me. All right, we're almost done at the bottom of this hive. We go ahead and push all these back because I have to put one more frame in here because it's a 10 frame box and not an 8. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put one undrawn comb in this bottom one. So now what we have is 8 drawn comb. I think there's 2 frames of brood, and the brood will be right in the center. There's 1 frame with pollen on it. So this hive is good now, down here. Now let's move up. So we're setting them up for success. Now they're going to start building from the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and put that other brood box back on here. Now, because I do want these bees to be working, whoops, almost fell off my chair. There we go. To be working in the second box too, but not as much, I'm going to put 1 frame of brood in the center of it. That'll force them to start coming up. And any drawn frames that I have, see this is slightly drawn, that's what I have, so that's what's going in, are going right next to that. And that is the best I got. So everything else, it looks like, are undrawn frames. But at this point, that's okay, because now I've concentrated their efforts down into the bottom of this box. So now we're going to put in 10 frames that are the best I have when it comes to being drawn out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got to get one more in there. And where is the other one? I think I put it over in the box. Hold on one second. Oh, no, right behind me. Okay. So now they are back in shape. Now I'm going to take this one super or medium box, super, so you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to move this real slow so these bees in the front can move. All right, and now we can put this hive back together. And that's what we're going to have. I just got to make sure I've shaken all the bees back into the hive the best I can. Nothing here. Let's see if we got any more bees around here. Oh yeah, we got bees. Hold on. I got to get all these bees back in their hive because I'm taking the boxes away. All right. Let's see here. Let's get you in there. And you guys. See, what's nice about this is they started drawing out these frames of, just started them. They started drawing out these frames of super frames, starting to get hot. Like when it starts dripping down my face, my brain goes kooky and can't think anymore. Okay, we keep going here. Now I know I had brood in some of these, and I don't know if it was this one or the one I put back on. Hopefully it's the one I put back on. Now look at this. This is all ready for another hive because I kind of sacrificed this hive this year because it was absolutely insane. If you go back and you look at some of my videos when I started splitting Hive 3, it was crazy the amount of bees that were in this hive. But it has made, I have split it 7 ways. Let's just say that. I have split it 7 ways. And so now to build it back up, this was Ethel's original hive. But what I did just now is going to concentrate their efforts in more of a productive way. All right, getting there. I got 3 left to do. Get that one out of the way. Got to get all these bees to get out of the box that I'm working on and back into their hive. And then I'm going to move this out of the way because I know that there's other hives that probably need that. All right, so there we go. That is how you consolidate a hive. When you want them to start working down to the bottom and start coming back, working their way back up to the top. So I hope you enjoyed your lesson, and I'll see you soon. Love y'all.